Chapter 5. Doreen. "Oh yes, Doreen is very responsible," her mother was saying on the phone. "You're talking about me," said Doreen, trying to do her math homework at the kitchen table. "Kids love her, and animals. Plus, she is extra strong." Maureen's eyes went wide. She made eye contact with Doreen and mouthed, "Whoops." "Strong-willed, so she won't eat all your snacks, which makes her an excellent sitter." "Ack, I almost said it," said Maureen the moment she hung up the phone. "I want to brag about you to all the other parents, but can you imagine how bad they feel about their own children by comparison? I mean, who wouldn't want their child to be super strong with a squirrel tail and mad leaping skills? That's what the cool kids say today, right? Skills. With a Z." Doreen shrugged. She couldn't confirm something like that until she was officially invited to be a cool kid. Apparently, even without the extra strength info, Maureen's recommendation of Doreen had been sufficiently impressive because the Santinos on Guttersnipe Street hired her to watch their 1-year-old boy, Dante. Or maybe the Santinos were just desperate. Either way, a week and a half after moving to Shady Oaks, Doreen had her first sitting job. She fell in love with Dante Santino immediately. She was particularly enchanted by his preference for climbing up on tables, grabbing stuff, and throwing it on the ground. Also, he made a kind of gobbling sound, like a turkey. "Your parents are going to pay me for hanging out with you," Doreen said. She was lying on her back, one leg up, balancing Dante on her foot. He squealed with delight. "Suckers, I'd do it for free." By the time the Santinos got home, the autumn sky was black, and as an underground burrow. Doreen started to walk home. It was Tuesday, the night before garbage pickup, and the curb was lined with trash cans. Every single one was tipped on its side and barfing its contents all over the street. Doreen's phone buzzed, a text message. Anna Sophia texted, "You do your math homework yet?" Doreen replied, "Yes, sort of. Started it." Anna Sophia, "Come on, you like interesting stuff. What's more interesting than equalizing equations?" Doreen, "You're worried about my schoolwork, so definitely I'm your BFF now, huh?" Anna Sophia, "I told you yes, we're probably friends, but no BFF, please. Math homework?" Doreen, "I'll tackle it when I get home. I just finished sitting at the Santinos." Anna Sophia, "You're walking home alone?" Scattered chills ran down Doreen's back. Why shouldn't she walk home alone? With someone was always better than alone, sure, but Anna Sophia's question reminded her of the real estate agent's warning. What did Doreen have to be afraid of? Nothing, that's what. But just yesterday, she and Anna Sophia had spent the afternoon in the treehouse in Doreen's backyard researching Shady Oaks local history, trying to solve the mystery of why crime had been increasing. They'd struck out on that, but had randomly discovered something called the Jersey Ghost, which was a totally not real and very silly legend, unless you happened to be walking home alone in the dark, at which point ghosts started to feel kind of possible. Doreen heard a bang and some distant laughter. What was that? She hopped up into a tree and was suddenly face to face with a gray squirrel sporting a fetching pink ribbon around her neck. "Oh, hey, Tippy Toe," she whispered. "Have you been here long?" "Chicka chicka," said the squirrel. "Well, you could have come in," she said. "The Santinos were out. I was just hanging with the baby." "Kikachi?" "Yeah, so cute. I love it how babies get so excited and happy that they start punching and kicking things." The breeze shifted, and a bunch of greasy napkins and sticky wrappers blew up in Doreen's face. "What the? Ugh," she said, battling away the garbage. "Chicka chicka chicka chick chick," said Tippy Toe, which basically meant, "Gross. What's the matter with humans and their garbage? Squirrels do not care for garbage. We're not common raccoons. Thank you very much. Plus, all the garbage is feeding that mob of wild dogs who are harassing my squirrels. I'm so frustrated I could bite an acorn in two. Of course, I can do that even when I'm not frustrated, but still." Doreen nodded thoughtfully. Inside, her optimistic heart was pounding again. Was this a way that she could help? Something she could do? She set the first garbage can back upright and started scurrying around, gathering up spilled trash and dumping it back in the can. "Chuck?" asked Tippy Toe. "Sometimes you gotta get your paws dirty, Tip," said Doreen, frowning at the greasy whatever smeared on her palm. She shrugged and kept working. She was quick and strong and had excellent aim. She tossed an empty juice box from 20 feet away. Nothing but net, or can at any rate. Behind her, she heard a tiny squirrel sigh, and then Tippy Toe was fetching garbage, riding up Doreen's back and tossing bits of cans from her shoulder. In a few minutes, they cleaned up most of one block and had been joined by half a dozen members of Tiptoe's family. They made a game of it, seeing who could bag the most trash. Doreen's phone buzzed. Anna Sophia. Text me when you're home. I'm worried about you. It's trash night. The skunk club might be out. Doreen replied with question mark, question mark, question mark. Anna Sophia, the high schoolers I told you about. Doreen, you were serious? There's a skunk club? For real? Anna Sophia, yes, they like to knock over trash cans and stick anyone smaller than them in trash cans, and that's if you're lucky. Seriously, this town is so weird you don't even know. Doreen, you're worried about me totes. Something a BFF would do. Anna Sophia, stop. Doreen, but you don't have to worry. I'm fine just cleaning up some trash. Anna Sophia, no, you don't understand. Those are mean kids. You are too trusting. I need you to believe how bad this place is, so you're more careful. Don't be a hero. Hurry home. Don't be a hero? Don't be silly. Cleaning up trash wasn't what heroes did, was it? Which Avenger do you think would be the best at cleaning up trash? Asked Doreen. Chicket, said Tippy Toe. Garbage can man? Said Doreen, tossing a bag of dirty diapers over her shoulder. You're making that up. Chick. Oh, you mean Iron Man. I don't think that's actually a garbage can he flies around in. Chicka. No. That's mean. I'm sure Tony Stark is a very nice man who is just confused about facial hair trends. Chick. Oh, I know. Maybe Captain America. He'd be real efficient, I bet, and I wouldn't complain about it being dirty work. Chick. Horn-headed guy? Daredevil? Good idea. There's all those articles about him cleaning up the streets of Hell's Kitchen. Chick. No way. In a fight, She-Hulk would totally whoop Daredevil. We've been over this. In no time, Doreen and her furry pals had circled their way around the entire block. As they approached the corner of Santino Street, she spotted a group of teenage boys. They were dressed in black and gray and carrying baseball bats and sticks, as if posing in a photo shoot for Hooligan magazine. Didn't we already do this block? Said the one in the lead, a white guy in the black cap. Yeah, we did, Antonio. I'd swear it on a skunk. Doreen gasped. The skunk club. For really real? At the sound of her gasp, the boys turned to look. At her, Doreen Green, age 14, out at night and surrounded by squirrels. She somehow felt more exposed than she'd ever been. And yes, a little afraid. So startled, in fact, that completely without her permission, her tail sprang free from her stretchy pants and struck straight out like a scared cat's. Her tail was out. That made her even more alarmed, and she jumped without thinking about it. Up, straight up. There was a tree there, and she clonked her head on a branch. Ooh, she moaned, falling back to the ground. Whoa, said the skunk club boys, startled again. Eee, said Doreen, startled again. She scrambled to her feet and leaped back up into the tree, managing to grab a branch with her hands, this time instead of with the top of her head, which had proven ineffective. What the fudge, man, one whispered. What was that? Whispered the lead one, who was apparently called Antonio. They were gripping their bats, shifting weight on their feet as if readying for a fight. Fight her? Doreen had never fought anything except pillows, gingivitis, and the invisible monsters her kickboxing video instructed her to imagine. But something inside her was tense and trembling, like a spring ready to spring, or a kernel just about to pop. And she thought she wouldn't mind punching actual bad things, not just throw pillows stitched with uplifting messages. The boys started toward her tree. All the hair on her tail stood up. What was she thinking? She couldn't punch people. She wasn't a superhero or anything. And they probably weren't legit bad, not supervillain bad, just naughty kids. She had to get out of there. They call me the Jersey Ghost, said Doreen in a high-pitched moan. That seemed to work. The boys stopped in their tracks. The Jersey Ghost? Whispered Antonio. No way. No friggin' way. The Jersey Ghost isn't real, man. I saw a documentary about it on the History Channel. No lie. Documentaries be fact. No way. No friggin' way. Antonio gripped his aluminum baseball bat and started toward her tree again. So Doreen blurted out, "I haunt these trees, ill at ease. When I see litterers, I..." She couldn't think of another word that rhymed, so she just added, "Ooh." The group shifted, unsure, but the lead one kept moving toward her, and the rest followed. Crud, Doreen couldn't let them see her with her tail out. She pulled the hood of her sweatshirt over her head. They were close, almost right beneath her. She panicked. She leaped down, nearly on top of them, landing with a thud on the pavement. She hissed in what she hoped was an ominous manner, and just as quickly leaped back into the next tree. The skunk club screamed. Every one of them opened their mouths as wide as they could and screamed as if had just been splashed with hot cheese sauce and weevils. Behind Doreen, Tippy-Toe and 5 other squirrels, all making screeching noises, leaped from the first tree into Doreen's, right over the boys' heads. And that did it. The skunk club ran away. Doreen and 5 squirrels leaned back in the tree's branches and laughed so hard they squeaked. That synchronized leap and scream was honest to nuts fantastic, guys. Seriously, high 4s, Doreen said, lifting her hand with a thumb tucked in. Tippy-Toe slapped her little 4-toed paw into Doreen's palm. Timidly, the other squirrels did the same. Suddenly, Doreen smelled something familiar. Crackers and homemade soap? Anna Sophia? Doreen said aloud. Doreen? Said Anna Sophia, walking closer and peering up into the tree. Doreen, was that you? Doreen put her hand over her mouth, but it was too late. Anna Sophia was 10 feet below her and looking straight up. But I saw someone jump way higher than anyone should be able to jump, and said Anna Sophia. How did you... She stopped. She spotted the tail. In nervous panic, Doreen's tail twitched. Anna Sophia gasped. Doreen sighed. It was useless to try to hide. She'd been spotted. She dropped out of the tree. It's a squirrel tail, Doreen signed as well as spoke in case the light was too low for Anna Sophia to read her lips. I was born with it. No one else knows. It's a huge secret, and please don't hate me. But by the look on Anna Sophia's face as she gazed at Doreen, she might have been posing in a photo shoot for I Think My Friend Is Awesome magazine. Please don't tell anyone. Anna Sophia shook her head solemnly. So we're friends, right? Like, officially? Asked Doreen. Anna Sophia nodded. Yeah, that'd be nice. Best friends? Said Doreen. Anna Sophia shrugged. My last best friend moved away and hasn't Skyped in months. Yeah, my last best friend called it quits on me when her other friends told her to. Last best friends stink. Good thing you and I are best friends forever and ever, Doreen said, because if you're not all in, why even bother? Anna Sophia rolled her eyes, but she didn't say no, and she was still not frowning, which on Anna Sophia's face was practically a smile. Doreen blushed and swooshed her tail, standing before her new BFFAEAE, which stands for Best Friend Forever and Ever and Ever. With her tail out and proud, she felt more than a little awesome, and like maybe she could probably kinda do just about anything.